Targeted tragedy. Shale wishes for a moment of your time. If you have a moment, Gaddis, Geode wants to talk... Oh, that's the... I was like, why does it sound like a rock name? But it's from that dude in the underground. Geode wants to take stock of the current crisis. Oblivion may be lacking the finer details in certain areas, so we'd like you to lend your perspective to the conversation. Damn it, I was really hoping it'd be... They were so quiet. I'm like, is this going to be voiced? Not yet, I guess. Sorry to drag you into our meeting, but we need to get a better handle on the threats Alexandria is facing right now. Not at all. Much has happened since the state funeral, and a clear idea of where things stand would be beneficial for us as well. That's right. None of the people realize that living Sphene is actually around. First things first, then. Let's discuss the state of the machine malfunctions. Every single sector reported instances of sentries attacking citizens without provocation, and vehicles suddenly becoming unresponsive to controls. And while these malfunctions were resolved fairly quickly, they nevertheless resulted in a considerable number of injuries and deaths. But you haven't heard anything about new incidents since then, right? Right. No additional reports have been logged as far as I know. That's the good news. The bad news, I tried to take control of the soldiers when they started hurting people, but they wouldn't listen to me, even though I have the king's authority. Once things calmed down, I was finally able to make them give up their weapons, but if it happens again, I don't know if they'll ignore me like before. The King of Resolve's authority is about the highest there is. Who is this man that can override it with such impunity? Calyx. He lived in the age of the storm surge, as I did. Yeah, this little brat. Look how he's like... even his stupid little face completely looks like those, like, the dispassionate anime asshole. Lest you forget, he was known for his advancements in electrope technology, and it was he who established preservation for the purpose of furthering his research. The wasting disease which afflicted him, however, was said to leave him scant years left to live. He must have chosen to undergo conversion into an endless, that he might continue his efforts into the present day. So that makes it worse. Maybe being like AI kid has made even more of his emotions like difficult to connect to. Preservation's early goals seemed noble enough. Exploring treatments for Levin's sickness, designing Everkeep's core system, that sort of thing. Why harm the people he was ostensibly trying to help? I do not pretend to fully understand Calyx's motivations, only that he appeared incensed by what he saw as mankind's failing. He asserted that the strategy of adapting our species through generational succession was outdated. That evolution now requires us to forsake bodies of flesh in favor of eternal preservation. We've already seen how he's employed the simulant to convince Alexandrians that endless conversion is their only hope for survival. Isn't this... okay, a little off topic, but wasn't there like a Johnny Depp movie a few years back where like he was converted to like a AI program digital copy of himself? I was randomly thinking about that, like, that seems like the kind of plot twist where it's like the longer that he's a digital version of himself, the more he's like detached from humanity. We've already seen how he's employed the simulant to convince Alexandrians that endless conversion is their only hope for survival. Eternal life is assured for the 5,000 who register their neo-regulators. See, this is also fucked too, because once they get converted, I don't think you can ever just go back into your body, right? So if you have any regrets, you're not going back. You're gonna have to be happy about being like digital sparkles. But this is merely one part of Calyx's greater plan. He wants the key to interdimensional fusion. With that relic in his possession, he will draw ether from the reflections and expand his efforts to create Endless 1,000-fold. If we mean to foil Calyx's schemes, then our only option is to determine where he's hiding and put him down. Which unfortunately is easier said than done. I've been scouring the terminal we found in the depths of Everkeep, but I failed to uncover even the slightest trace of his activities. Give me a little more time, though, and I'm sure I can sniff him out. I'll help you. While Galulja and Shale are working on that, I think I'm going to take a look around town. I want to make sure no new problems have cropped up, as well as search for any information that might lead us to Calyx. You're welcome to come along. Another malfunction could happen at any time, and I'd be glad to have some marauders at my back. That's what I'm here for, I guess. Count me in. Raha and the others are helping Oblivion patrol the other levels of the keep, so shall we stick to the streets of Solution 9? Sounds like a plan. Thanks, you two. I appreciate the company. I have to speak with the city's administrators about bringing in the Landsguard. I want our soldiers around to protect those who are moving to Tuliolal. Alphino and Alize will be joining me for the meeting, so the three of us can cover that sector as soon as we're done. If I may, I'd like to join Gaddis's group, if you'll have me. Sure, I like this Sphene. She's welcome. The more mouths to ask questions, the merrier, as long as you're aware of the dangers. Thank you. I'll do my best not to be a burden. I'm more worried about you, Geode. Don't do anything stupid. You change your tune once we get back with the goods on Calyx. Then the drinks are on you. Oh god, is that some death flag? Please don't do that. I've had enough of that. Come on, let's continue this outside. That's all she does. I mean, if somebody just looked at your face, they'd still be like, oh, is that Sphene? It's not super covering it. Let's have the tiny hood on. Sorry, I was off in my own little world. Shall we get started? Alright. The people seem uneasy. Are you alright, Geode? Well, let's see what there is to see. Yeah, is he okay? I feel like he might not be.
Are you alright, Geode?
Me? I'm well enough, given the circumstances. It was the Queen's fondest wish that her subjects remain shielded from the horrors of death, and so they were for the longest time. Then, the moment mortality once again becomes an unavoidable fact of life, they're greeted with an outbreak of bloody violence. Many are bound to give the endless alternative serious consideration. Indeed, and I do not blame them for that. It's only natural that such thoughts should come to mind. What I cannot forgive is the way Calyx wields fear and misery to manipulate people into making that choice. No one, not Calyx nor anyone else, should dictate how we cope with the specter of death. As one who lived as an Alexandrian, I wish to put the choices for this country's future back into the hands of its citizens. And do you think we can handle that responsibility after everything you've seen of us? It is what I've seen that's convinced me you can. I awoke 4 centuries later to find our people living and laughing beneath Alexandria's banner. Though surprised and bewildered, I was overjoyed to see it so. You all deserve to be happy. Well then. We'd best not let you down. Now I suggest we move as a group. We don't know if or when a battle might find us. I mean, there's perfectly 4 of us. So if there was a light party for some reason... Oh, I believe someone came prepared for just such an eventuality. Oh! Okay, she's got a grimoire. Is that a grimoire you retrieved from the old castle? So what are the bets? She's probably not a summoner. I guess she's a scholar. Also, if we're talking about her comparison to Garnet from 9, Garnet was usually coded more as a healer type, right? Like, compared to the other characters, so probably more of a scholar book. Yes, my parents gifted it to me when I was a child. They were adamant that I should learn to protect things important to me. Protect? Yes. I was fortunate enough to have a tutor in the arcane arts, so I lay claim to small measure of skill. If that's the case, it might be better if we split into 2 groups after all. It would certainly be more efficient for information gathering. I guess that makes sense. The 2 of you can take the west side of the evacuation zone then. Wait, do they have... I guess we have a DPS and a healer each. But wait, Krile's a Pictomancer. Okay, those aren't even. You should have some kind of healer. Gaddis and I will take the east. Wait, what? The 2 DPS are traveling together? Okay. Very well. We shall end our patrol in the plaza just past True View and await you there. Oh god. Is this guy gonna get killed on my watch? Let's do the rounds then. We'll see what's what and chat to the people we meet along the way. Pay special attention to anyone who looks overwhelmed or overly excited. Hopefully that'll earn us a tidbit or 2 we didn't know before. Are the sentries and airwheelers safe to be around now? I just know it's going to happen again, and maybe next time I'll be the one who dies in a horrible accident. I need a neo-regulator. Becoming endless is the only way. Even Queen Sphene said so. How about you just, like, stay inside for a bit then? Just immediately outside again when it's not safe. Like, just take a day in your apartment. Just, you know, away. What has me in such a fine mood, you ask? Well, I've just registered my new regulator. I was leery of becoming nothing but memories at first. Oh, good, that sounds awful. But now I've gone through with the registration and I've never felt more at ease. Also, once it was done, the regulators displayed the current numbers. Of the 5,000 slots available, over 3,800 have already been filled? Oh, you gullible people. So if you're still hesitant, you've not much time to make up your mind. Mark my words, friend. When there's only a few slots left, it's going to get very ugly. You want to hear my story? While I appreciate you offering a sympathetic ear, there's not much to tell. If you must know, a good friend of mine died when those machines went crazy. His airwheeler dropped right out of the sky, and he didn't survive the crash. Damn fool wasn't wearing a regulator. I know that's not so strange these days, but he'd never bothered with one. He was at peace with the idea of dying someday, and I thought I understood what he meant until it happened. Gaddis, a word? I feel like there was a new factor in these stories we've heard, one we hadn't considered during our discussion with everyone in the back room. That people are still deathly afraid? That fights are likely to break out over the neo-regulators? That a victim of the violence wasn't wearing a regulator? I mean, this one is weird because I assume that these guys here still were paranoid enough that or didn't understand death enough that they wanted regulators. But it is unusual that now people are just choosing to take them off. Yes, that's it. The vast majority of residents have always worn regulators, so it's not a detail we'd normally think about. With the supply of souls cut off, though, more and more people have been going without them. We need to look into the casualties from the recent attacks and check whether or not they were equipped with regulators. Let's ask around on the street over to the east. It was pretty chaotic at the time, but maybe we'll find eyewitnesses who can help us confirm if this was a pattern or not. Hello, how are you today? Please let me know if I may be of service. Citywide casualty data unavailable. Government officials are currently processing reports from all affected zones. Can you narrow it down to the recreation zone then? You must have some estimates on hand. Recalibrating parameters. Injured, 87 individuals. Casualties, 19 individuals. Shit, 19 just from one spot? Casualties equipped with regulators, 0. Huh. You wish to know if the people who died in the machine rampage were wearing regulators? I'm sorry, but I was assigned to clearing away debris. I didn't see any of the deceased. No bodies were present by the time I arrived, so I assumed the ushers had already done their work. I do remember there being patches of white dust scattered about that were quite a chore to clean up, but nothing else worthy of mention. White dust? Gaddis, I think it's time we rejoined Krile and Sphene. I was half joking with my boast to Shale, but we may have stumbled upon something major here. We should share our findings and keep pursuing this avenue of inquiry. Didn't Krile say to meet them in the plaza just outside of Trueview? Let's get going. So essentially you're saying that people who were killed by malfunctioning machines weren't wearing regulators. Well, the numbers are still tentative and only apply to that one zone. We don't know how they'll stack up against the overall data, but this is definitely more than a coincidence. I think it's safe to say that anyone who had removed their regulator was a priority target. Now that you mention it, the person I was treating for injuries wasn't wearing one either. So that little kid bitch purposely killed... So I get what he's doing. It's not rocket science. He's doing it to scare everybody. Because once they realize, oh, death, they're not coming back, it's gonna... more than just persuade them to get the neo-regulators, it's gonna put them in a panic to get one. But why? Why are they being targeted over everyone else? Really? Please let me... please give me a dialogue option to explain it to her. Based solely on the lack of a neo-regulator, we cannot judge if a person has no desire to become an endless, or if they simply failed to acquire one of the limited devices. But those who wear no regulators at all, they have clearly rejected the old system of using souls to revive themselves. Put another way, they've chosen to live their lives in the knowledge that death is an inevitability. The chances that such resolute people would wish to become endless are far lower, I would imagine. And so Calyx has chosen those least likely to accept his vision as victims to stoke fear and panic. There was no need to kill anyone. With the way things were, people were already fearful enough. He could have found 5,000 willing citizens without all this madness. I don't think that's good enough. You make a good point. Perhaps his sowing of terror is in service to another scheme, or he had some other need for the lives he's taken. What am I gonna say? What of the dust found at the various sites? That's what I want to know. Could something have been done to the victims? Yeah, the dust.
What of the dust found at various sites?
Right, the sanitation worker's story. She saw no bodies but mentioned piles of white dust. Dust but no bodies? Now where have I heard that before? Do you recall when we went to save Ehrenfeld from the sentries in the outskirts, that Usher Malachite told us much the same thing? When I arrived, I found no body, only a pile of dust, which the wind quickly scattered. Confused, I questioned the residents, but none knew what had become of it. Somebody, like, atomized them down to salt? Piles of salt? That both stories speak of missing remains is suspicious enough, but the shared mention of this dust is too much to ignore. In that case, we should confirm if this substance was present at the other sites, and attempt to ascertain its nature. Following this thread may lead us not only to an explanation for the missing bodies, but also the intent behind Calyx's murderous actions. How about we just murder Calyx? I'm ready for that. Gaddis, we need your help. I've lost control over the soldiers in the residential area. They might be trying to hurt people again. Oblivion members are on their way now, but are you close enough to join them? Make myself close enough. Damn it, our new investigation will have to wait. Let's go. They can't just, like, turn them the fuck off for a while? If they're already not listening to you, really, why keep them on at all for the moment? What? Uh-oh. Whoa, that's gross.
Stay back! Stay away from me!
Zombie robots.
Leave him alone!
Oh, he just fainted? Well, I guess it was kind of scary.
All right.
How about get out of here?
A sentry walked into my apartment, even though I'd locked the door and everything. I managed to run, but the man who tried to save me...
Is he dead? I think he just got knocked out. Oh boy. Fragile humans.
No weapons, which is to be expected, considering all the sentries were meant to be disarmed. Yet it was ordered to attack all the same, even if that meant using its bare hands.
I mean, barehanded robots is still fucking dangerous.
I'll leave matters here to you. I'm going to do a sweep of the surrounding area.
Keep your gun on you. Oh yeah, no regulators.
Do you know anyone else in this sector who no longer wears a regulator?
I don't think I've seen Isadora and her boy with theirs recently.
Oh no. Wait, is that the name of the kid, of the lady that had the kid with the Levin sickness? You wouldn't kill a kid, would you? I mean, that little brat probably would, Calyx. Oh, or maybe they already are dead. Great. We're supposed to cure the kid first.
Quickly!
Okay. Oh, she was prepared. Good. No, don't. Okay, she's just tired.
Wyaquay!
I'll be fine. But Isadora's in bad shape.
Don't kill the mom. Come on. Don't be fucked up like that.
Mother, please.
Isadora!
Well, there's actual blood on the ground, so she's probably just straight up dead, if this game is any indication.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh,
She wasn't struck anywhere vital.
that's a change. Usually in the past in this game, if there's blood on the ground with a person, they're just dead. Now they've just upgraded it to almost dead.
I'm sorry. If only I'd gotten here sooner.
Looks like the kid's actually up and
Everything will
about.
be all right. I promise to make your mother better.
I don't remember him having little highlights. Oh no, it's not the same Sphene. Don't get confused.
Thank you, miss.
Okay, so he's not. It's good they won't freak out about it.
Will she sleep like that forever?
No, not forever. She'll wake soon, I'm sure of it.
It's funny, with this hoodie on, she definitely is a lot more like Garnet. Because Garnet, when she had her hoodie, it was that same kind of billowy, big, loose, like, hood to it. So they definitely match that, like, style. Because especially seeing it from behind.
That's good to hear. Thank you for saving her.
Title card. So what is the white dust? Are they going to make it weird and it's actually like they just turned the body to dust? No saving it? Oh. It's the something about to happen music. Forgive me, I was reckless. You shouldn't have had to waste your time tending my wounds as well. Did you see our other comrade back there? He stayed behind the lobby, but I heard the sounds of fighting. I'm sorry. He must have fallen protecting the residents. Oh, I had to pick... I don't need food. Fuck it, I'll get tacos. What is that? Oh, that's somebody's minion. I was like, what's floating in the window? The endless choice. Wayakwe is fearful for her comrade. Our comrade, you think he may have been struck down? I think it's more than struck down. Didn't they basically say he was dead? If he's wounded or worse, I should go to him. Wait, please. It isn't safe, and you still need rest. Would you stay with Milos and watch over Isidore for me? We will tend to your friend. I thank you. Please be careful yourself. Isidore is going to be alright then? I'm so glad. I've just finished my ministrations here. Our Oblivion comrade was beyond saving, I'm afraid. They've been killing a lot of Highlanders in these patches. Remember the dude from the previous raid tier? Wasn't he also a Highlander? That brave soul. He gave his life to save another. He died protecting me. I don't understand why any of this is happening. That sentry was behaving normally like any other. Then all of a sudden, it tried to kill me. Weapons or no, Calyx commanded them to commit murder. You need to gather up everybody that doesn't have regulator and just put them in one room and lock the door. Is it over? We came as soon as Wayakwe sent word. Oh, these two don't have any either. You stay with me. You stick to me like glue, okay? Especially the Elysian. Save all Elysian. I'm sorry. By the time we arrived, it was already too late. Then Geode could be in trouble too. Once we have this radius lockdown, we need to find him. But why? Has something happened? Possibly. We're not sure what, but he stopped responding to our communication. No! Was the death flag legit? Come on. He had a giant gun on him. We need to prioritize securing the residential sector, though, at least until we regain control over the sentries. Then we should search for Geode. I agree. Since most Oblivion members have sworn off regulators, if our theory holds true, then they could be prime targets for the next attack. Please do what you can to shepherd the residents to safety, but avoid the sentries at all costs. Our thanks. Here, take these communicators. Do they look like regulators? Could you fool the robots into thinking you were wearing a regulator? We've made modifications to them to prevent Calyx from intercepting the signal, and have been using them to coordinate movements with allies in the vicinity. So another link pearl type thing? Wayakwe has one too, so I'll ask her to keep hailing Geode. Good luck and stay safe. I keep thinking his name is Geodude. It's not a Pokemon. Geode said he would sweep the surrounding area, so he shouldn't have ventured too far. Let's get going. Isn't he also a Highlander? Are they really just killing tons of Highlanders? Probably accidentally. I don't think they're making a conscious choice of doing that. Oh, he's still alive so far.
This is the only place left. Let them be safe.
Oh, jeez. Let you be safe, man.
Geode, are you there? Answer me, please!
Oh god, what if him answering the fucking phone is what gets him distracted enough to get killed? I just thought about that. That could be bad too.
I'm here. Sorry for the long silence. I've been busy.
It's good. Have we heard his voice before? He has something familiar in it, but it's not like really obvious.
Oh, you're alive! Thank the gods! Where are you now?
The radius next door. The lobby is secure. I'll scout the second floor.
Oh no.
Then I'll join.
Well, oh wait. Okay, what did they do? No, show me what's happening. Leave the dust behind? Ew! Okay, they did get turned to dust. That's what I was afraid of.
Dust.
Ashes to ashes.
Dust? What are you talking about? What's happening?
They're not just collecting souls. They're draining the bodies of corporeal ether.
Oh. I mean, because remember, they need a shit ton of ether for their whatever that process is anyway. So you think they're just sucking these bodies for all they're worth, both the souls and the other type of ether.
The dust that we saw was all that was left of the victims. They must have modified the soul cells.
Be careful, you're getting too close. Oh no. He's old. Just let him go. Don't get close to this guy. You have a gun. You shouldn't need to be so close. Okay. But oh no. He's gonna get surrounded and not realize it. Oh, come on, really? Wow, they really want to kill this guy. He's getting all the bad luck. Oh, Jesus. Get the fuck out. Just run. Just run.
Damn you!
Yeah, okay, good. Go, shove the guy, or let him die, whatever.
You can't be here! You need to run, now!
What? Oh, that's some bullshit. That's how they trick people to get close? Ooh, that little bitch kid. Okay, he's dead. Please, unless my character is really cool, like sometimes he is and saves him in the nick of time, or appears in the nick of time. I mean, come on. Wow, 4 for one guy? Don't like those odds. How are you with hand-to-hand combat?
Take care of the others.
Oh, come on. You're just gonna, like, do you have like a little self-destruct on you? Is that what's happening here? That's not necessary. None of this is necessary. Just fucking run. Jesus. It's like a fast zombie. But they have no mouths to bite. God damn it. He's gonna be dust, right? He's gonna be fucking dust.
So far. This way, maybe?
No. Well, okay, that's the gun. We know he threw it.
Geode!
Gotta add another one to the guilt pile. Oh no, there's... Oh, fuck! Well, R.I.P. to Geode. Please put 2 and 2 together here.
A shame. I had hoped to leave here with at least one more cell's worth of ether.
This little bitch.
But seeing how eager you are to interfere, I shall cut this foray short.
Calyx. What could you possibly stand to gain from these atrocities?
Ether sufficient to generate 5,000 endless. How would you acquire it?
I wouldn't do it, is what I would.
Until I have the key, the reflections are closed to me. Thus do I make do with the sources at hand.
Dude, none of this guy's ideas are good. If I don't do this one horrible thing, I guess I'm just gonna have to do this other horrible thing instead. I have many horrible ideas. Which one's worse than the others?
7% of Alexandria's current population will yield the energy to convert 5,000 into endless. With 11%, operations could continue unabated for 800 years.
What is time when you want to exist forever? 800? That probably isn't enough time.
Our bodies are fated to decay sooner or later. These ones refuse the gift of eternal life, so what difference does it make if I return them to Ethan now?
No, don't try to rationalize that.
I will not waste time and resources on meaningless conflict. This unit cannot offer you worthwhile resistance.
Are you gonna destroy it?
Instead, I pose a question. Would you hand over the key if I promised to halt my harvest?
What? Fuck no. You insane? Oh, you're asking an actual question? Okay. You would only seek other victims. I will halt your harvest by defeating you. I mean, both of these are correct. I feel like as a reaper, I should say I should halt a harvest.
I will halt your harvest by defeating you.
It was foolish of me to even ask.
You can't trust this guy anyway.
I return to my work then. There is much to do if I must take the key by force.
Even if you gave him the key, this guy is so, like, amoral that he could still just do whatever he wants anyway, I bet, and rationalize it. So now we got Geode in a little, like, nightlight format. That's not great. I mean, he's super dead. This pile of dust, these ashes. And the soul cell he left behind, was that his twisted way of returning Geode to us? I don't think... I think he just didn't want to deal with fighting us. I don't think it was any kind of consideration. Damn you, Calyx. Damn you and your careless cruelty. He was our friend. Even so, some might say every death was justified if it meant 5,000 endless could continue their immortal lives. And if a reflection's stolen ether allowed for many more endless, why that too would be a noble sacrifice for the greater good. Who would think that? I mean, Calyx, obviously. Not I. Certainly not I. We know only too well there is naught noble in this sacrifice. No, am I going to say something? No, I guess not. I have nothing to say. We have to stop him. We have to find Calyx and put an end to this madness as soon as possible. And under no circumstances can we let the key fall into his possession, Gaddis. Don't worry, I had no intention of doing that. It falls to us. We will thwart his plans here in Alexandria before he can terrorize innocents and reflections elsewhere. Breaking up the sad music with the blah ending music. Right. My memories and yours. The grip by sadness, Sphene spurs herself to action. We should return to the back room. Shale and the others need to know what happened. Yes, I'll ask Woyakwe to meet us there as well. Yeah, you don't have to walk there. Teleportation. Oh. He wasn't an item with one of these ladies, was he? I mean, that's gonna make it worse.
Our dear Geode.
The soldiers. If only I'd been able to control them.
It's not your fault, kid. You're dealing with an evil overlord child program.
This isn't your fault, Gololja. The blame lies with Calyx, and with him alone.
That's right.
It's all so senseless. Why force his plans upon us when we're already happy? Living our lives. What does he even think life is?
It's a good question. At this point, it's like he just has a particular goal. He's like one of those Terminators where they got like that one main goal to do, but once they attain that goal, what else is there for him? He clearly doesn't care about anything that a human, like a living person, cares about anymore. He just has like statistics and schemes, and that's it.
I'll never forgive Calyx for doing this. Or myself for being powerless to stop him.
I mean, you can't be everywhere at once. I'm so mad that guy had an actual death flag.
Wait, where are you going? To clear my head. Don't worry, I won't do anything stupid.
Why would you ever separate from people right now? Did you not see what happened to the person that went off on their own? Why? I get that you need to like let off some steam. Just go in the back room maybe or something? Like, I guess this is called the back room. The back of the back room? At least where there aren't active potential robot patrols, okay? Some of these people are like lemmings sometimes, I swear to God. Just think rationally. He had a bigger gun than you. It didn't help.
I'll make sure nostalgia stays out of trouble.
Okay, well, okay. At least if Krile's there, that's probably fine. There's no way they're gonna kill Krile. God, don't make me say that out loud and then worry that I'd be wrong.
Thank you.
I mean, come on. I would not want to step foot outside after that.
Things would have been far worse if you and Geode hadn't rushed in there. Many people are still alive because of you. And after adding what you discovered to the leads we've dug up, I'm hopeful we can determine where Calyx is hiding.
We just shut down all the computers temporarily and wait till that flushes the system.
Not right now.
Wait, what? What are you talking about? Yes, right now. Oh, because you had to grieve? Okay, you grieve. The people that can immediately do stuff.
We need time before we can move on. Just a little time.
Let the Scions, you know, since we didn't know him that well, let us figure out what the fuck he is.
Oh, Geode.
Oh. So they didn't even keep his soul? Because Calyx wanted to make like an example of the people that didn't have regulators. Think how wasteful that is. They kept his corporeal ether. But that means by killing him, where does his like spiritual fucking ether go? That's essentially wasted. Because I guess doesn't that maybe instantly go to the ethereal sea or something? I always forget how that works. Another comrade gone. Some days it's more than I can bear. Geode was... He was an older brother to nostalgia and me. Shale knew him longer, though, and is surely taking it the hardest. And that's on top of what happened with Kafkia. Do you think you could check on her? See how she's doing? You know, Ellison to Ellison? She's like to put on a brave face if it's me or my sister. Oh, am I gonna actually see Ellison tears? Look, I'm tall enough to pat you on the shoulder. Apologies, my mind was elsewhere. You need to press on with the hunt for Calyx, but I can't seem to focus. Should be better than this, I know. Oh no. Is there anything I can do? As you said, you need time to work through it. No, we're here. How can we help?
Is there anything I can do?
You can't help yourself, can you? Still, I appreciate the concern. Kafkia used to say the best thing to do with grief was to let it all out. So I think I'll take myself over to Earthen Sky and say my goodbyes to Geode. Why don't you come along? I could use someone to blubber to if you have a shoulder to spare. Right then, let's get out of Everkeep for a bit. Wait, where is Earthen Sky? Is that one of the towns outside? I've already forgotten. Oh, already took us there. Great. I love this convenience. It's a fair trek on foot, so I've arranged for a couple of air wheelers. They've had their communication modules removed, so even Calyx shouldn't be able to seize control of them. Say the word and we'll set off. Wait a minute. Once we realized that there was a problem with the machines, why didn't we disable some functions on them while we still had control of them? Seems pretty irresponsible in retrospect for them to just still be functioning as usual when we knew that they could be compromised again, right? That's not a crazy thought. Like, I don't want to put the blame on some other people because it's like, hey, maybe we actually could have avoided the deaths of these people if these robots weren't easily compromisable. Is compromisable a word? Whatever. Is this gonna, like... Oh! Ah! Okay. To the Tron bikes! These air wheelers are Gen Alt's babies. You won't find a smoother ride in all of Everkeep. A slower ride. For years now, I've been taking them out for a turn whenever I needed to lighten my mood. Sometimes Geode would come along too, and we'd end up racing. Does that surprise you? Our friendship always had a competitive edge. Oh, don't tell me she liked him but didn't ever get the chance to say anything or something. That's always a trope. We would often talk about how one day we might fly our wheelers out something stupid text bubble close too fast. Oh, we're going to the cave. Almost there. Be sure the ground is clear before you touch down. I mean, there's like nothing around. Oof, that helped clear my head a touch. You know, Gaddis, you might be the first person I've ridden with who wasn't an Oblivion recruit. As far as I remember, at least. The memories from my regulator days aren't exactly reliable. Come on, let's head inside. Hopefully the way will be clear of pests today.
Whenever we lost a comrade, the three of us would come back here to reminisce. Me, Geode, and Kafkiwa. Will you raise a glass?
I mean, I don't really drink alcohol, but in this case, sure. To Geode's memory. I will in spirit. Now, come, fuck it. We're healthy. What's one drink gonna do? I mean, we're not in Heaven's Ward anymore. We're not that afraid of drinks anymore. It's been how many years?
To Geode's memory.
Oh!
What are the two of you doing here?
Drinking?
I had a feeling you'd show up. Would you like to join us?
Is that like some fancy... they're living pretty lean down here, except for this apparently super fancy pants coffee maker or something on the table. It's like Tron coffee maker.
I suppose I could spare a moment. They tell us Oblivion's founders disappeared some decades ago under mysterious circumstances. And it was Kafkiwa who revived our organization.
I don't know if it's just me. This particular voice actor has a lot of lispy, more than some other ones. I don't know if that's in the recording process or if that's just like how she normally talks.
You and Geode helped her with that, didn't you? Tell us more about it. You're keen to know too, right? What they were like back then. The mad things they got up to. That sort of thing.
Those were the days. It was actually right before the Reformation that I met Geode. I still wore a regulator then. I had recently lost someone close to me. And also quit a long stint as an adapter to work at a bar of all places. It paid me to sit with patrons and keep them company. So Geode came in one night. It wasn't long before we got into an argument. First-time customer, but tempers flared. And then one of us threw a punch.
You got into a fist fight? What were you even arguing about?
Damned if I know. We were deep in our cups.
Just for the hell of it.
I think we were both just frustrated and angry at everything. By the end of it, we were both sprawled out in the street. Pair of drunken fools. Then this odd machine stopped to lecture us, scolding us for obstructing the foot traffic and not taking better care of ourselves.
I can't imagine you ever being in such a sorry state. The odd machine. That was Kafkiwa, I take it.
That it was. Once she was done upbraiding us for our unseemly behavior, she launched into a recruitment pitch. Kafkiwa explained that she wanted to protect the outside world from Zoralja's invasion, to keep him from bringing ruin to the place her beloved son lived. And if we were so intent on self-destruction, then perhaps we might consider risking our hides for a just cause. It was a lot to take in. I hadn't given much thought to what lay beyond the barrier, and learning that Kafkiwa herself was already dead was enough to make my head spin. But Geode and I were intrigued by her ideas, and wanted to see this future of hers come to pass.
Geode often spoke of it. He told me that meeting Kafkiwa was what first taught him the value of remembering people.
Like he was sharing a holy revelation.
Oh, but back then you hadn't yet taken on Oblivion's name, had you?
Is that so? I just assumed.
It hadn't been Kafkiwa's intention to carry on Oblivion's legacy, nor adopt the cause your parents championed. Not initially, at least. She wasn't even aware such an organized resistance existed.
How did she turn into a robot again? I mean, well, use a robot body? I actually don't remember that part.
She did, however, suspect the presence of other dissidents. Those who objected to resurrecting the memories of the dead in defiance of the natural order. In the hopes of identifying like-minded comrades, we began searching the core system for traces of unauthorized access. And that's how we found it. An anomalous sector in the back of the Neon Stein. According to Melancholy, the door to that mystery had remained firmly shut since she took over the business.
The back room.
The back room. We forced our way in, only to discover that the hideout had long been abandoned. Although the occupants were gone, the equipment they'd left behind contained records of a group calling itself Oblivion. After reading through their exploits and their vision for the future, we made the decision to carry on their work.
Where did they go?
Thus were my parents' and Kafkiwa's hopes bound together.
And carried onward by Shale and Geode.
We could never have made it this far on our own, of course. Not without the strength of arms you and your friends provided. Losing comrades is a hard thing, but being here, thinking back on the moments we shared, I can see their smiles, hear their laughter. I feel their presence, and I know they're still with us. But these memories of mine are for me alone. Reminders of why I chose to do this, and why I'll stay the course.
Now back to work. Just sitting here.
Time we got back to work.
There you go.
Thank you, everyone.
No, it's me who should be thanking you. Though the pain is still deep, I don't feel like I'm drowning in it anymore.
Oh, you probably will later, but that's good.
Let's get out there and put a stop to Calyx. For you, for me, and for everyone who's ever believed in Oblivion.
Just reminds me of Shiva's theme. Every time they say Oblivion, you want to return to Oblivion? I appreciate you helping me through this. And not only the grief, you've helped me see that my comrades mean even more to me than I realized, which only fuels my determination. He's spending every waking moment working to bring Calyx to account for his crimes. You just need to delete him. Just gotta delete him. I'll do my part, then you do yours. Oblivion needs you. These are very useless to me. I guess I'll sell that one. A darkness in the heart. Shale steals her heart for the work ahead. It's time I went back to locating Calyx's lair. I have a new strategy in mind, but it remains to be seen if it will aid in narrowing down the possibilities. I'll ask Krile for help. I want to re-examine the data, starting with that of her parents. After all, they were the first to break away from preservation and establish an organized resistance with Oblivion. There must be something in there that can point us in the right direction. What are your plans, Gaddis? Just knock on everybody's door and see if I need to kick their ass? Oh, is that their version of a link shell, I guess? Gaddis, is that you? Apologies for calling suddenly. I've been making the rounds in the outskirts, and I cannot help but feel as though something is amiss. Might I ask you to join me? Your perspective would be most appreciated. It can wait until you've finished attending to Shale, of course. Seems you have plans that have been decided for you. Go on, I have others to speak with before I return to the back room. Come on, Sphene, give us stuff to do. Gaddis, thank you for coming. As I mentioned, I would benefit from your worldly experience. Well, of course. Perhaps it's my imagination, but the townspeople appear to be acting oddly. That is, even considering the current state of affairs. As I am yet unfamiliar with the outskirts, I thought you might be better equipped to judge if their behavior is unusual or not. Would you speak with them and see what you think? Though I hope to be proven wrong, I fear something's not right here. Pepoane. Greetings. I remember... Oh, this is the leader of the town, right? I remember when you visited with Queen Sphene. Come to check on our well-being, have you? Well, I can say that things are rather stressful out here as well. Without knowing if or when our machinery might turn murderous, the specter of death is ever present. People are terrified, and the clamor for neo-regulators has reached a fever pitch. I personally was fortunate to have claimed a new device early on, and have long since contemplated the registration. Death has no hold over me now. It absolutely does. You're just choosing to die immediately with the falsity of living forever. I must begin my prayers. The darkness grows closer, grows deeper, and we must cast it out. You know what's fucked is, as soon as they hit 5,000, Calyx is probably just gonna have them all get killed or something. To be like, oh, time to cull the bodies for the endless. I mean, they need all that ether energy anyway. So what do you think? Was I right to worry? Tensions are running high. I mean, these are true. Both of these are true. Yes, that's exactly it. The people are overwhelmed by uncertainty and fear, and with each new registration, that fear inside them grows more insistent. How long until it drives them to full-blown panic? I mean, some of them already are, right? Gaddis, can you come to resolution? We have a problem. I'm already here with Lamati and Afano. Okay, when Alize says there's a problem, we're gonna be cracking some skulls soon, I think. Sounds like she wants us there in a hurry. We should go. Teleport me there. Oh, what is this? Are they gonna activate all the neo-regulators like at the same time?
Sorry to drag you out here, but I thought it best you see for yourself.
Death is your constant companion.
What?
Though you toil with diligence, death may come ere your reward is bestowed. Though your grand works be poised for completion, death may come ere you wake the following morn.
Oh god. They're playing on their fears.
Though you enjoy a life of peace and good fortune, death needs but one instant to claim you. Your bodies are weak. Your heart, your brain, every fragile organ rolls the dice from moment to moment. Sheer chance deciding if they function or fail.
They're like almost gonna get these guys panic attacks and maybe make them die from that. Just telling them all these awful things could happen to you at any time, anywhere, maybe right now. It's like how somebody starts like a fucking infomercial for a product. You can't stave off death. Nobody can.
Be you stoic or generous or righteous, no virtues tip the scales in that fatal reckoning.
Oh man.
The choice is made without reason. The end is cloaked in terror. That is what it means to die.
The announcement began after we finished our meeting with Gossen. As for its source, well...
Calyx.
Time to kill Calyx. Come on, let's do it.
There is no shame in being afraid. It is that very fear which will drive you to conquer death.
It doesn't help that all these guys are very emotionally stunted when it comes to the concept of death. Like, as I mentioned, They're so dumb. It's almost like they're dumber than like kids about like what death is and what it means. So you lump on top of that the fear that it could smack you in the face at any time. And it's just like they can't process it. There's no therapists in this world. There's nobody to like calm them down and explain things in a rational manner. So it's very easy to wind them up. It doesn't take much.
Let us set a new course for mankind. Let us preserve our existence unto perpetuity.
Let's all live on a hard drive somewhere in somebody's closet.
Hope for it. Wish for it. Pray for it.
Oh, God.
We will become endless.
It does sound very culty.
With evolution's brilliance, will we banish the ever-present darkness of mortality.
Change isn't easy. No one ever wants to take the first step.
I don't like that mustache on this man. It's like not even a full mustache. Just shave that shit off.
But this is the right path for us. What other way could there be? I'm gonna do it. I'm going to register.
I'm a sheep. This guy loves purple.
You couldn't have come at a better time. Please, you have to let us move to Tuliolal.
Wait, what? So these guys don't want to be neo-regulators?
It's too dangerous to stay here. Who knows when the next sentry will turn on us?
I mean, okay. That's not wrong. I was just saying on the other quest, why they didn't just shut the robots off temporarily is beyond me. It's not enough to take away the weapons. They have crazy robot strength. They can clearly kill people with their bare hands. It's not a problem. And they made no effort to remove whatever modules are used to control these guys. Like, they should have made them either manually controlled or turn them off and phase in some temporary like staff, to help police things in the meantime. Why they just let this stuff continue is beyond me. Like, I gotta say, Gulja is a kid. He can do no wrong. He's an amazing child that's a very good boy. But who the hell is actually running this place? He's got the king's command, which isn't consistently working. Somebody's making some really bad calls that Calyx is using little to no effort to override. So it's like, that's very irresponsible of this governing, whatever the governing body is for this fucking country.
Even if we wanted to become endless, there are no more neo-regulators to be had. Fleeing is our only option.
Yeah, these guys are correct.
If the solution was as simple as leaving, then we'd all have left already. Did you not hear the announcement? For the living, death is a foregone conclusion. No matter where we go or who we shelter with, we won't get another chance like this to overcome our fate.
That's a coward's way out. What are you talking about?
Easy for you to say when you have that regulator.
You're a foreign leader. I don't know if you can really weigh in on this.
The Landsguard are on their way as we speak, and arrangements have been made to see that you all will be safely evacuated.
Okay.
Tulichola will aid you in whatever way we can.
Did they make her more furry? I mean, not furry in the sense of like being a furry, but her face looks fluffier. I mean, we don't get a ton of close-ups like this most of the time, so I don't know.
So please, remain calm.
It almost looked like an evil grin, but I know it wasn't an evil grin on her. Like, it was just like, I can't tell, like, she doesn't have eyebrows, so it kind of makes it hard to tell what her expression is.
I want to help Alexandria. I want to save its people.
I don't get why, I mean, this is probably what's going to have to happen, like, later. Why doesn't she just have an announcement and explain, I am actually Sphene, I was frozen in time for a while, it's really me, do whatever tests you want to make sure, like, if you don't believe it, but I'm back, and don't listen to these bullshitters anymore, because I'm the actual queen. I can help us. Like, she's, like, ice hides the whole time. But, plot, I guess.
But
What can I do?
Tell everybody you're here?
I am not their queen.
Ugh, not with that attitude. She's gonna have to step it up. Calyx has access to the core system, which means that if he chose to do so, he could deploy the soldiers beyond the barrier. Even if our people learn to live with death and decide to leave the dome behind, they will not be beyond his reach. Just shut down the robots! One at a time if you have to. Yet if it serves to allay their fears even a little, I beg you, Wuklamat, please let them shelter in Tuliyollal. We will welcome any and all who want to come. We've already begun evacuations and will be able to pick up the pace once the Landsguard arrives. In which case, we had best spread out and keep an eye on the crowds. The mood is tense and we must prepare for possible violence. Oh, that's guaranteed. If you happen to determine where Calyx is hiding, though, we'll be ready to move at a moment's notice. Surely we'll find a clue of some kind soon. He can't elude us forever. Good old bloodthirsty Alize. I love her. Violence and fear. This is not the future she envisioned for her nation. Preservation... Wait, preservation their purpose? Like, preserving their purpose? Wuklamat assesses her surroundings with a grim determination. Tuliyollal will gladly welcome every last Alexandrian with open arms. But what of the nation the late queen was so desperate to preserve? What of that bright haven of peace and laughter? Wuklamat. I won't stand here and let her legacy be sullied any further. I will protect Alexandria. That was the promise I made her at the last. She betrayed you, did she not? Why do you feel this obligation? Good question, Other Sphene. I saw myself in her, I suppose. We both felt the people's joy as our own, yet alone we lacked the strength to protect them. There's so much that I love in this world, too much for me to take in my arms and keep safe. And that made me afraid. I needed someone who shared that love and fear, so together we could do what we couldn't by ourselves. Or maybe it's simpler than that. Maybe I just wish that we could have been friends. I mean, you could try it now. I know it's not the same Sphene, but come on. So when she turned to me in her final hour, desperate to safeguard Alexandria's future, I swore that I would see it done. In the end, I think you both found the friend you needed. I mean, she was a giant killer robot, but sure. Let's just say that. I would be yours as well, Sphene. Whenever you fall or struggle to rise, I'll come running to the rescue, and you'll do the same for me. That's how we'll protect the things we love, and that's how we'll protect Alexandria. You're right, you're right. So either I can say nothing, or don't forget about me. No, you know, Gaddis has got to hit the old dusty trail. I'm hoping we get to see Mericidia or something soon, so this might be the random time that I actually do the ... It's been a while, but here we are. Right, we got a bit sidetracked there. We should probably be on our way. Do we patrol or see if Shale needs a hand? There you are. Gululcha. Ah, splendid. We were afraid we'd miss you. Alize and the others said you were here. Good news, Gaddis. We finally found a chink in Calyx's armor. We discovered laboratories on Everkeep's 10th level that once housed a preservation initiative. Containment Complex 1029, it's called, and it's been falsely registered as a distribution center. In reality, it hasn't recorded any traffic in decades. We don't think this is where Calyx is hiding as such, but it may well contain clues that will point us in the right direction. I'm sorry it took so long just to get this far. If you're interested, what do you say we all go and check it out together? I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Another Resident Evil themed creepo lab? Like that other dungeon where things were literally in giant test tubes. Thank you for all your hard work. This is a huge step forward. And up. We need to take the lift to get to the complex. I have cleared this expedition with the relevant authorities and have one of our people waiting to operate said lift. Let's not keep her waiting. Oh, is this a dungeon? Dungeon. Ready to head on up? Next stop, the 10th level. Let's proceed. Let's proceed. It's funny because I just did the Hildebrandt stuff in one of these areas. So my brain is still expecting goofy things, but I'm definitely not going to be getting goofy things here. Different music?
So this is one of Preservation's laboratories.
It's so dark I can barely see.
It's not that dark. Oh, it's gonna have his evil face on the computer, isn't it?
Just a moment. If I can reroute the power to the circuit...
It's the perfect framing for him to be like, oh, what do you think you guys are doing, huh? Maybe I'll just come in and ruin your day, because I'm a little brat.
You got the lights working!
This thing looks like, if you play Kingdom Hearts 2 in the Space Paranoids level, that little, like, interface that they would use to, like, see how to get in and out of the world.
Stale the air is. This room hasn't been in use for many years.
It was thanks to Krile and Galulja that we managed to locate this place.
You may remember that my earring contained the control code for the gate to the Golden City. As it was Preservation that constructed the portal, we reasoned that the code to operate it might include a signature of some sort, unique to their organization.
So I took a closer look, and a line-by-line examination yielded a string of symbols identifying the code's author. We then began accessing the nodes for every door in Everkeep, seeking out control codes which contained those same symbols. After a grueling search, we finally discovered our prize behind door number 1860, the entrance to the facility in which we now stand. I'd probably still be at it if Galulja hadn't been around to assist me.
I wonder if there's any relevance to that number.
I took breaks, but Shale never stopped working. Not even once.
Well, good for her. Oh, you're a treasure, Shale. Sounds like you need one of Genolt's energy tonics. No, I actually want to call her a treasure. She's been the MVP so far.
You're a treasure, Shale.
I can contribute precious little else, I'm afraid, but I appreciate your kind words. In any case, this next part will require your helping hands.
We need to spread out and search for something that may lead us to Calyx.
Oh, like not in a dungeon?
We're more than happy to help, of course. But I wonder, won't he realize we've found this place?
I mean, he probably knows you're here already.
It's highly likely, and personally I hope he does.
You all know our main objective. We're here to pick up Calyx's trail. And I've learned of a certain device that should help us do just that. I'll explain how as we proceed, but according to the information I was able to dredge up, the device in question should have been installed in the director's office. Now, for as where that might be, yes, this map matches my data. This room we're in is the Researchers' Commons, located in the western side of the complex. The director's office is to the northeast of here. So we should cut across this circular chamber in the middle, yes? Yes, we should, but... Unfortunately for us, the interior door is locked. We'll need a security key with the appropriate clearance to open it. Judging by the mechanism, it'll probably be a card of some kind. Can't you, work some magic? I'll try my best, but this kind of lock is well before my time. It may take a while to crack it. And in case I can't, you might want to look around and see if there's anyone left a security card behind. Considering the state of this place, it does seem like they abandoned it in some haste. I shouldn't be surprised if we found one. Yeah, this place has been, weirdly well maintained. Very well, let's go searching, shall we? I expect we'll have the most luck looking where the researchers kept their personal belongings, highlighting that. You discover a card-shaped object. The electrode surface is marked with a bold level 1. Oh, that could be what we're looking for. Try it on the door and see if it opens. We're gonna get cock-blocked and it'll be like, oh no, this is the level 2 door. Alright. It's open! You did it, Gaddis! And a good thing, too. I was getting nowhere with an outdated circuit. I'm curious, though. Why would they abandon a facility like this? It was run by Detector Demetrius, or so that terminal there told me. Perhaps there's more answers to be had once we venture further inside. And let's continue onwards. The door to the director's office is across the central hub. Right? Oh, scanner beeps in disapproval. No good, maybe we need a different card? Yeah, the scanner is demanding a level 3 security clearance to open the lock. As much as this delay chafes me, we'll just have to comb through the nearby rooms and hope we stumble upon the card we need. Let's start our search in the proto-lab. The door's already open, at least. We'll find a way through, Shale. I'm sure of it. Do we have to do another... I get why they're doing this, but it also is kind of just time filler? The way this room is set up, the canister inserted into that large device looks to be a soul cell. Could this be where they conducted their experiments to create Endless? But we could probably spend days investigating this complex. Finding a way into the director's office must take precedence. Speaking of which, Gululja mentioned a locker over in the corner that he couldn't open. Perhaps you could take a look? We need the correct combination. I have to talk to people. We could enter a combo. It's gonna be wrong, but... Oh no, I can't read! If I already knew what the right one was... I want to try something. I want to see if I can enter the code ahead of time, if that avoids talking to other people. Yeah, 11509. Perfect. The locker pops open. Inside you discover a level 2 security card. It's still not enough for 3. Oh, we're gonna have to do this again, so we need 3. I'm a master hacker. Yes, you got the locker open. And you found another security card. Oh, but it does say, does it say level 2? We needed a level 3, didn't we? Yes, but it should still open more doors for us to explore. You did well, Gaddis. They didn't mention anything? Damn, I was really hoping they'd have an extra line about wow, you were oddly good at opening these things. These preservation members led such surprisingly normal lives. Leaving notes, losing their cards, I guess I imagine they'd be more, what's the word? Bloodless? Mechanical? My parents were once part of preservation, if you'll recall. It would seem the researchers who agreed with Calyx and his philosophy underwent the conversion to endless entities. but I assume that those who could not or would not eventually left the organization altogether. Oh, I almost forgot. The researchers kept journals in their data tablets. The one I read doesn't explain much, but something big happened in the complex, and afterwards it was decided that everyone would become endless. The writer was really happy about this. You can tell about how much they admired Calyx and his work. Ugh. The entries ended after that, but maybe you could read more in the other tablets there. Right, let's move this investigation to another room. Well, we have the Deutero lab and the maintenance facilities left to search. Both are accessed via the southeast corridor. So it's back to the hub and the locked door across the way, which will hopefully yield before our new security card. I'll take the old one if you like. I doubt we'll have any more use for it. Yes, it opened. So where should we go first? The Deutero lab or the facilities? Let's start with the lab. Shale, there doesn't seem to be any power here. No, none at all. It's possible the energy supply for this room is on a separate conduit, which means there should be a contingency for opening the door. Look here, there's a sign above the card scanner. In case of emergency, backup power can be rerouted from facilities. Okay. All that dialogue to just say we should have started with the other room. Alright. Engaging power supply. No good, it's returning an error. There must be a preliminary procedure. According to this error code reference, if the power supply has been interrupted for an extended period of time, then we need to reconfigure both the emergency generator and the circuit control panels. Shale, that's the emergency generator over there, isn't it? A weird looking thing. Yes, and by the looks of it, it's the same model as the one used in Heritage Found. But how does it send power to the other lab? I see. The energy cable attached to the base of this terminal leads down the hall directly to the Deutero lab, which means we need a way to connect the generator to that cable. Oh, is this like a puzzle? What about these patterns on the floor? Could this be the circuit we need to reconfigure? I believe you had the right of it. Using the control panels set into each of the tiles, we create an unbroken path for the... Oh, okay, I think I see where this is going. So we rotate those guys, yeah. What I wouldn't give for an instruction manual. Indeed, if you look around for any written procedures, I'll keep digging through terminals directories. Might I also ask someone to operate the generator? I can do it. I've used that type of machine before. Then would you be willing to try and reconfigure the circuit path, Gaddis? The rest of us can help by supplying Gaddis with whatever information might be found on the circuitry configuration. I can figure it out myself. It's easy. I'm smart. I don't just hit shit for a living. Alright. Let's see what happens here. Another shape. Oh! Never mind. You've connected all the circuits. Yay, we did it. Y'shtola wasn't even here. It worked! We did it, Gaddis. What's all this wee stuff? The Deutero lab should now be fully powered. Well done, everyone. Everyone? People are just staring at the wall. If I may, Shale, can we access a certain data log before moving on? I was checking the storage shelves, and one of the labels caught my eye. Preservation in the Early Days is the title. How about your parents? Of course. It'll only take a moment to bring up the contents. Ah, it looks to be a text-based account. I'll read it out. Instead of a cutscene. Preservation, an Alexandrian Institute for Technological Development, was founded by Calyx, an 11-year-old child prodigy. 11? I mean, I guess founded, right? So he had a couple years before his illness would have fucked him up. Approval for establishing the organization came during Alexandria's involvement in the Storm Surge, with Calyx's designs for new defensive solutions funded in large part by the Treasury. As the conflict grew in intensity and casualties mounted, Calyx funneled Preservation's resources towards the perfection of memory storage. Research into this field continued even after the storm surge came to an end, with Calyx eventually electing to preserve his own memories in a virtual domain. So this account is from before he embraced his endless existence, hundreds of years ago. I met him only once, before the storm surge began. I was attending my father, who was then the reigning king of Alexandria. Calyx could not have been more than 10 years of age and required constant treatment for his debilitating illness. Yet he still published theories so highly regarded that even the royal family was aware of his achievements. Life should not be lost to the injustice of death. Even now I can hear the single-mindedness will behind his word. Wait, so he really was like around 11 or 12? The character model doesn't look like that young. Unless, as an Endless, he just changed his form into whatever the fuck he wanted, I guess. So it was that when war came to our kingdom, my father was quick to commit his unwavering support to this somber youth and his proposals for preservation. Several years later, the ensuing violence brought the death of both of my parents. Overwhelmed as I was by my sudden succession to the throne, I suspected they spared me the reports on endless research and other less urgent matters. So you had no way of knowing what kind of person Calyx was changing into. Did he change? I wonder. Perhaps he's ever been the type to value ideals over compassion, and I failed to see it at the time. Perhaps he did change, but is still driven by those same deeply held beliefs. That mortality is cruel and unjust, and his role is to deliver mankind from its fate. Whatever the case may be, we cannot allow him to shape our future. Let's press on, shall we? The problem is he's not trying to change mankind's situation for their benefit. Otherwise, he wouldn't just be brutally slaughtering people that don't want to be part of it. Like, he doesn't actually care. He just wants to prove his own theory correct, I think. Like the true tropey, my scientific experiment over everything else kind of scientist. If I've done my job correctly, the door to the Dawntrail lab should be accessible now. I'll give everything a once-over just to be sure. The energy current here seems stable enough. Still, you should let me handle this one. The security card, if you please. Oh, and a quick prayer that a shorted wire doesn't burn me from the inside out. Can we please stop doing the death flag thing? Geode said some other, like, oh, I hope nothing happens to me kind of bullshit earlier, and look what happened to him. Okay. A calculated evolution. Shale is examining the card scanner. Right, I'll get this door open. Whew, smooth as silk. Let's head inside and see what awaits. Cutscene? What? I guess I'm gonna walk inside first. Gods above, isn't that... Is it him? Oh, I thought it was gonna be him in a... Wait a minute! Is he trying to recreate the key? How does he already have the fucking key? Although that one looks slightly different. The key to interdimensional fusion? It looks to be a schematic on the monitor. And they've used it to make another key, but isn't it missing the shard inside like the one Gaddis has? Ah, we may have been laboring under a misconception. The key was originally a Milala relic. Once this treasure came into its possession, Preservation began working to harness the power to cross dimensions. Aside from the crystal, we can see that all the vessel's components were constructed here. So what might that tell us? Yeah, the crystal itself is just the key, or is the key. This is just the device they had. Yeah, this is just the device they made to control it.
This is just the device they made to control it.
That would be the logical conclusion, yes. It's as my parents explained. The key remained shrouded in mystery. Preservation augmented it with electrope, but never grasped the technology's underlying principles. To this day, not a single person understands the mechanics of interdimensional fusion. Not who imbued the key with its power, not when they did so, nor why. Now it makes sense. Calyx can track the key because its vessel was made by preservation. I believe there's much we may learn in this room. On our next visit, I will have to enlist Yushtol's assistance for a thorough investigation. I too am curious about a great many things, but pinning down Calyx's whereabouts is our top priority. Hopefully there's a security card here that grants access to the director's office. The research conducted in this lab appears to have been highly confidential in nature. Some of the personnel must have belonged to the organization's upper echelons. That means higher security clearance. We should spread out and look for any cards they left behind. Remember, anything less than a level 3 is no good to us. You find a security card in the cabinet drawer. What a stroke of luck. Let's have Shale examine it to be sure. Unless I get debated and it's like, oh, this is the wrong card. Well, if it isn't exactly what we needed. Nice work, Gaddis. Everybody else is just not doing their job. Oh, level 3. That should get us inside the director's office. So what was it you were hoping to find in there again, Shale? You're saying that a certain device was going to help us? Right, I haven't properly explained myself, have I? I'm looking for a data relay. After we discovered this ostensibly abandoned complex, I performed a cursory investigation which detected a connection to an outside network. When I traced the data's routing, I confirmed traffic from a web of Everkeep's security cameras. Considering the way Calyx is always one step ahead of us, we must assume that he's quietly seized control of the city's surveillance system and has been using it to monitor our activities. Again, shut down the surveillance. They still give him way too much access to stuff. To monitor what you, as the key holder, are planning. But since Calyx is the ultimate recipient of those transmissions, the flow of data is like a river that we can follow back to him. Which is why I need the data relay. If I can analyze a device and see where it's rerouting all this surveillance traffic, then you can pinpoint Calyx's position. That said, he's done nothing to impede our progress, which makes me think I might be on entirely the wrong track. Maybe the reason he isn't stopping us is because he can't. Back in the old castle, Calyx said he was measuring Gaddis' strength. What can he possibly dream up that's stronger than him? An extreme trial? Oh, speaking of cameras, there was another thing I meant to mention. I found evidence that someone deliberately disabled the surveillance feed in this room. The most recent recording was also crudely deleted. I was able to restore the data, though, if you'd like to see it. I'll start the show, then. What is that?
Are you really planning to leave?
Yes. The idea of eternal life. It's begun to frighten me.
I struggle to renounce our conventional wisdom. Death is the means by which life prunes its branches, leaving the trunk to grow strong and tall. We die so that our species may flourish. What would become of mankind were we to halt that process? If unending stagnation is the fruit of our labor, then perhaps we strive for the wrong thing.
This is that stupid new hairstyle. I forgot where I got one from. Was it from Occult Crescent? Where you can't see their face at all. So obnoxious looking.
Your argument is a rejection of Master Calyx's vision.
I suppose it is. Perhaps such dread would not plague me, were I capable of sharing his perspective on the subject.
But I cannot. He and I are too different, in too many ways. I lack his extraordinary genius. I had no illness threatening to cut my life short, no singularity of will to cut away all distractions and focus solely upon research.
I have nothing but respect for his determination. The way he overcame his prognosis and seized the means to transcend death itself. But I'm not convinced that this obsession with living is the right path. That's why I've decided to leave preservation and put all my effort towards building a legacy for the next generation to come. Surely you...
He killed her? Of course. Never trust people where you can't see their eyes.
Protocol, you understand. There can be no exceptions.
Doesn't she have a regulator on, though? Did they not think about that? I guess you didn't have, like, a soul active in it. She only wanted to leave and he executed her. I checked the images against the personnel data, and the man who pulled the trigger was Director Demetrius himself. Everything I could find on him pointed to a deep infatuation with Master Calyx. Oh, this must be the guy that wrote in that journal. The cameras in this room have been out of operation ever since that incident. Given that the recording was erased, I can only assume he was trying to conceal his grisly deed from the other researchers. I'm not surprised, given how my parents described their defection from the Institute. They spoke of rushing me through a portal, even as Preservation's agents closed in on them. I dared not ask what became of them after that, but if it turns out they were captured by their pursuers... And that's why they were dead, right? Boy. I'm sure they managed to escape. I mean, they're dead now, so even if they did manage to escape at that time, they didn't do it overall. Let's just say they did not regret their actions.
They did not regret their actions.
Right, the Echo. Knowing you saw them as they were, your words give me great comfort. Oh, Krile. Worry not, Sphene. Thanks to the Haven of Living Memory, I was at least able to meet my parents and learn what they stood for. It is enough for me to carry on. Even now, we don't know how the conflict unfolded between your parents and Preservation. What we do know is that your mother and father cleverly expunged every last trace of their movements. They made sure no one could cross into the source or threaten their child's safety. Right, let's press on, shall we? This tale behind the key deserves a fitting conclusion. To the director's office. I do feel like I don't know exactly how far along I am in the MSQ, but the pacing feels weirdly expanded here. I mean, I guess since this is the ending of the Dawntrail story, they want it to feel like it's more fleshed out. But it also does feel like there's more weird filler where they could have tightened up some of this stuff so that you get more to the crux of the plot rather than kind of like, let's go from point A to point B and now to point C and now to, you know, like just give me more of the like story. Damn, this terminal isn't connected to any outside networks, so it can't be the data relay I'm looking for. This office is also smaller than the map suggested. I'm positive we're in the right room. What am I missing? Oh, there's going to be like a hidden panel to open the wall or something. Sorry, Gaddis. Could I ask you and the others to search the office for any clues to this infuriating puzzle? Amongst other personal effects, you find what is presumably the director's data tablet. A closed locker stands next to the table. Let's examine the locker. The door to the locker swings open easily. What? Okay. Contains nothing of note. He quietly shut the locker door. Well, I mean, he said he was... the dude was fixated on him, but... That's fucking creepy, by the way. This kid is literally a minor. Maybe 12 years old, and the dude has like a million pictures of him? Like, what the fuck? Okay, data tablet. I'm afraid whatever's on this tablet. All personnel have undergone processing. Once the shutdown protocols have been completed, I will proceed with my own corporeal dissolution. As long as the key remains in the physical world, we must keep this complex in pristine condition. Whether it be needed for experiments or otherwise, it must be ready to support future operations in whatever capacity Master Calyx requires. To that end, facility equipment will be maintained in stasis mode. Furthermore, a critical component for secure room access will be stored separately to defend against unauthorized entry. And yet you put that information right on the desk. What a moron. This part is a little dragging. With instructions for accessing a secure room, no less. It seems like we need to enter a password on 3 different terminals at the same time. There's no such room marked on the map, was there? No, a precautionary measure, no doubt. And if passwords are involved, I expect the access lift itself is concealed too. Concealed? By electrope, you mean? Ah, could it be that wall? I thought it seemed odd when I walked past. Remember what Kafkia used to say, Shale. Never trust an electrope surface. Why that one in particular? The other ones are the same kind of wall. You can pass right through electrope. Let's try that.
You can pass right through electrope.
Truly. It never had that property in my time. Gaddis is having a little fun, I think. What I mean is electrope can project a false appearance. My character to this thing was like, I thought it did though. Hand on hip irritation face. In which case, it shouldn't be too hard to disable. Another door! I managed to deactivate the projection, but the lock is another story. Didn't that note lay out the password protocol? I say we go ahead and try it. I agree. 2 people should prepare the lab terminals for input while the rest of us look for passwords on the office. How long is this going to take? I'll take the proto lab. I'll take the Deutero lab. Okay, at least I just need to find one. Actually, it might be better if you stayed, Sphene. Your knowledge of Alexandria and its people could be needed here. Yes, you're right. If the passwords are hiding behind clues, that may be something I can help with. I can help too. I lived my whole life in Alexandria, after all. I'll take Deutero Lab duty then. We can keep touch via communicator to match our timing. Gaddis, you shall have the honor of entering the office password. Once we've determined what we need to input, take your places at the terminal. I'll stand by to guide Wuklamat and Krile through the process. You know, there was that display plate over there, the one with the gems? I thought since it was made of electrope, it might have some other purpose. I couldn't find any switches or buttons to make it do anything. Maybe you can figure it out. I mean, it does look suspicious. It's clearly missing a specific gem. This gemstone fits snugly in place. Almost immediately afterwards, the glowing lines of a diagram appear on the display, accompanied by a short phrase. Could this represent a decorative pattern, arcane circuit, a floor plan? This looks like a floor plan of the complex. As you continue studying the display, you realize that these shapes correspond to the rooms of the complex in which you now stand. This may be related to the passwords you are looking for. Okay. The glowing words appear to be handwritten. Yes, I knew that jewel would come in handy. Let me see. Heed the stones. This must be about the special meanings Alexandrians have for gems. It's an old belief, I think, where each type of gem means something different. I bet if you ask Sphene, she could tell you more about it. After all, even her name comes from a gemstone. Alexandria, as I said, is protection. Sapphire represents honesty, and garnet symbolizes devotion. Should we try these words at the terminals and see if they're accepted? I certainly hope we're right. The password for Krile in the Deutero lab? Ocean? I know I've probably flipped these. Protection. If it's giving me a cutscene, maybe it was right. Okay, good. Oh, I'm so glad that worked. That secure room is the only place we've yet to search. If the data relay is anywhere, it has to be there. We'll venture in as soon as Clement and Krile join us.
This terminal doesn't look special to me, but this is definitely what we're after?
It is, but whether or not it will suffice for our purposes is another question.
The Endless are created using the memories of the deceased. But as memories are, in essence, collections of data, the resultant entities have no physical form. These data entities, as we might call them, have only two methods for interacting with the material world. One of these we saw in Living Memory, where the Endless are granted temporary bodies through the use of corporeal ether. They become much like solid ghosts that one can see and touch.
Right.
The other method, which Kafkiwa employed, is the remote operation of a machine. But where do you suppose the Endless are to be found when not inhabiting a physical body?
Well, they used to be in the...
The Endless are memories, and if memories are data,
they're
then...
in like a server somewhere. Inside Electro... No, they're in a world formed of data.
In a world formed of data?
Yes, we suspect they reside in a virtual domain, one contained entirely within an electrope-based machine. We've seen such a realm before, after all.
Yeah, we shut that shit down, didn't we?
Oh, you mean like the Alexandria made from the Endless Fiend's memories? It all seems so real.
So this virtual domain, it would also be housed within the Meso terminal.
But how? I thought we shut down all the terminals in Living Memory.
They probably have something annoying where, like, Calyx just reactivated them conveniently.
You did. And Kafkiwa's program performed just as she intended. The Meso terminal itself was deactivated, as evidenced by the failure of the device which was keeping Sphene's body in stasis. Be that as it may, we face a master of electrope engineering. That he managed to partition and protect a sector harboring his own memories is well within the bounds of possibility.
We pulled the plug on this computer, but then somehow he had a battery backup inside the computer that avoided getting turned off.
Let us say that the Meso terminal does indeed contain a second domain, and that Calyx himself resides there. This city, on the other hand, exists here in the source. That being the case, I thought perhaps we could prevent his remote interference by closing the gate to the Golden City, and thus severing the connection between worlds.
Except I tried to close it once already when I visited Living Memory. The process required administrative authorization, a restriction I assumed at the time had been imposed by the Queen.
Wasn't it Zeral Jah that did that?
But now you think Calyx might be responsible.
Just as I suspected. Even now, security transmissions from throughout the keep are being tapped by the core system and routed elsewhere. Almost every single one has you as its focus. He's keeping track of the keyholder's movements.
Stalker.
Time's up. And what a waste of time it's been.
I've been obviously listening to every single thing you guys have said this whole time. And it's filler content. The only problem I see with this, like, retroactive plot adjustment is, like, if the whole point of what they were doing initially was a complete shutdown, I guess they sure as hell weren't thorough enough to make sure they really shut it down. Because it seemed pretty black or white back towards the end of Dawntrail. Like, this shit all has to go. We don't just flip one switch and, hey, we're done for the rest of the day. Like, this team should have been way more thorough about making sure that the whole thing was shut down. Now you see his gross face everywhere, probably.
Hoping to find me by tracing security data? That will not be necessary. Through a not inconsiderable effort, I've taken your measure and prepared a force sufficient to subdue you. Come. I invite you to the upper reaches of the Meso terminal. The storage device which holds my memories is there.
If you were gonna do this anyway, like, we basically wasted like over 2 hours just doing our own thing, trying to figure out how do we get to this dude. But the entire time he was just like, he's dumb. He's like, I'm bored, but whatever you guys are doing. But I also could have just straight up told you, come up here so we could finish this, we could squash this shit. But no, let's waste time. Even though I'm claiming that I hate wasting time.
Memory bank and victory is yours. I, in turn, will seek to wrest the key from you with any and every means at my disposal.
Alright, your funeral, or digital one.
And if we refuse this invitation?
I will wait, and continue to convert Alexandrians into endless. Consider the urgency of the situation and make the wiser choice.
Answer me one question, Calyx. The Endless Sphene. When she was queen, you had her face an impossible task, then manipulated her into using the key when she was at her most desperate. If you can do all that, then why not whisk it away when her plans went to ruin? Why let it fall into our hands?
Yeah, all things considered, he waited a really fucking long time before trying to enact his own plans. Why didn't he do it at any point the past at least 100 years or more that he was just sitting around?
You pour salt in the wound. That disaster was a miscalculation on my part. As her end drew near, Sphene and her restructured memories had become one with the terminal's control systems. In that singular place, in that singular moment, she wielded an authority greater than mine.
Okay.
Thus she was able to shield you, the neighboring sovereign to whom she entrusted her nation's future, and the hero to whom she entrusted that priceless key.
No, I still don't like her. These flashbacks aren't going to make me like her anymore.
I'm not sure to what degree she perceived my presence, but she knew that someone was watching. Does that satisfy your curiosity?
No, yeah, oh god. Do we have to keep reopening these wounds, please?
It does. And I'm satisfied that you will take nothing more from this nation. Not one more life, not one more future, not one single smile from another child's face. You hear me?
I am a child. I'm not smiling.
Sorry for losing my temper, but there's only one way we can deal with people like Calyx.
Yeah, murder or delete them, whatever.
Whatever grand future he envisions, someone will be made to pay the price. And I won't let that happen.
Let's see. I'm with you. Let's plan our next move. He's wrong if he thinks he's taken our measure. This is too dramatic. Let's plan our next move.
Let's plan our next move.
Oh.
If I may, I realize it is not my place to say this. Even so, I must thank you both. On behalf of my other self, allow me to say how grateful I am to have you as our champions.
So where's the entrance to the dungeon? Let's get over there. Oh no, now the door is gonna magically turn into the dungeon entrance, isn't it? Whew, well that was an adventure. A very mostly unnecessary filler adventure. May not have been by the method Shale was hoping for, but at least now we know where to find Calyx and what we need to do next. Indeed, while I remain curious about Preservation's research into the key, that is an investigation for another day. Then let's head straight to the back room. We should get everyone on the same page before we make our move. What? Who's that other person? There's some other person there. Was that just like a fellow guard or something? That's weird. Damn that bastard Calyx. He waited until I was this close before snatching away my moment of triumph. That infuriating, condescending way he spoke to us. We'll see whose time is up, you smug little weasel. Anyway, I know things didn't go to plan, but we learned a great deal about preservation. That knowledge could come in handy in the days to come. Though I may not be able to contribute much to a direct confrontation, I mean to see this through with all of you, providing whatever support I can. Let's do it.